What if one road held the key to understanding the rise and fall of empires? The Silk Road was not simply a route for trade, it was a lifeline connecting East and West, reshaping cultures and economies across continents. Join us as we delve into the legacy of this monumental pathway. Emerging during the Han Dynasty in the 2nd century BCE, the Silk Road facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. This sprawling network of trade routes spanned over 4,000 miles, connecting China to the Mediterranean and beyond. At its height, the Silk Road was a bustling artery of commerce. Merchants traded silk, spices, precious stones, and even ideas, enriching the lives of millions across multiple regions. This exchange fostered innovation and cultural advancement. Silk, the most coveted commodity, was originally a closely guarded secret of Chinese royalty. The luxurious fabric became a symbol of status and wealth, sparking demand that would cross oceans and mountains. However, silk was just the beginning. Spices like pepper and cinnamon drew traders from far and wide, eager to acquire the exotic flavors that had previously only been available in the East. The Silk Road also facilitated the exchange of ideas. From Buddhism to mathematics, knowledge traveled along these routes, transforming societies and influencing cultures worldwide. As empires rose and fell, the Silk Road adapted. The Mongol Empire, for instance, revitalized trade through a unified political structure, enhancing security for merchants and travelers alike. Trade along the Silk Road was not without its challenges. Natural barriers like mountains and deserts posed risks, while shifting political landscapes created uncertainty for traders and travelers. Despite these challenges, the Silk Road thrived. The exchange of goods led to the emergence of vibrant cities along the route, such as Samarkand and Bukhara, which became cultural melting pots. These cities were not just trade hubs, they became centers of innovation and learning. Scholars and artisans flourished, sharing their expertise and artistic talents across cultures. The spread of technology was another significant aspect of the Silk Road's legacy. Innovations such as papermaking and gunpowder traveled from Asia to Europe, altering the course of history. As the routes evolved, so did the people who traveled them. Caravans, often led by experienced guides, traversed the harsh terrains, fostering bonds among diverse cultures along their journey. The influence of the Silk Road extended even to cuisine. Ingredients and culinary techniques traveled alongside goods, creating a fusion of flavors that resonate in contemporary dishes today. Religious beliefs were also exchanged along the Silk Road. Buddhism, Islam, and Zoroastrianism shared space, creating a rich tapestry of spirituality that shaped cultures and ideologies. The art and architecture influenced by the Silk Road reflected a blend of styles and traditions. From intricate textiles to stunning mosaics, creativity thrived across regions. As trade flourished, so did the demand for currency. Coins became a vital part of commerce, facilitating transactions and establishing economic relationships across vast distances. The decline of the Silk Road began in the late medieval period, influenced by the rise of maritime trade routes. However, its legacy continued to shape global commerce and culture. Even today, the Silk Road's influence can be felt in the form of global trade networks. The spirit of connection that it fostered continues to thrive in our modern world. In examining the Silk Road, we uncover the interconnectedness of our world. It serves as a reminder that culture and commerce can bridge divides and foster understanding. The Silk Road was more than a mere trade route. It was a legacy of connection and exchange that reshaped civilizations. As we reflect on its impact, we can appreciate the profound ways trade and culture have influenced human history. As trade flourished, the Silk Road became a melting pot of cultures. Merchants, travelers, and scholars exchanged not just goods, but also ideas, languages, and beliefs. This vibrant interaction laid the groundwork for cultural diffusion across continents, transforming societies in unprecedented ways. Key cities along the Silk Road, such as Samarkand and Bukhara, emerged as cultural crossroads. These centers not only facilitated trade, but also became hubs of learning and innovation. The blending of diverse cultures enriched the arts, sciences, and philosophies during this era. The exchange of knowledge was as vital as the trade of goods. Scholars traveled along the Silk Road, carrying manuscripts and texts that introduced new philosophies and scientific advancements. This intellectual exchange fostered a spirit of inquiry that resonated for generations. Among the most significant contributions was the introduction of papermaking techniques from China. This innovation revolutionized communication and record keeping, allowing for greater dissemination of knowledge across vast distances, and was pivotal for the development of libraries. The Silk Road also facilitated the spread of religions such as Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, and Islam. Monks and missionaries traveled the routes, sharing their beliefs and practices, which led to the establishment of religious communities in distant lands. The vibrant tapestry of cultures along the Silk Road is reflected in its art. Unique styles emerged as artists incorporated influences from various regions, leading to stunning works that told stories of this dynamic exchange, seen in textiles, ceramics, and sculptures. Trade along the Silk Road also had economic implications. The movement of silk, spices, and precious metals created wealth for cities and regions. This economic prosperity attracted even more traders, further intertwining the destinies of various cultures. The demand for silk in the West was insatiable, leading to the establishment of intricate supply chains. Artisans in China worked tirelessly to create luxurious silk fabrics that were highly sought after by nobility and wealthy merchants across Asia and Europe. The journey along the Silk Road was perilous, yet traders braved harsh deserts and treacherous mountains. The resilience of these early merchants not only ensured the continuity of trade, but also contributed to the rich tapestry of stories that surround the Silk Road today. Innovations, such as the compass and improved ship designs, played a crucial role in expanding trade routes. These advancements allowed traders to navigate vast distances with greater efficiency, paving the way for maritime connections in addition to overland routes. In addition to luxury goods, the Silk Road also facilitated the trade of everyday items such as grains, fruits, and livestock. This exchange improved diets and agricultural practices, further connecting societies through shared resources. As the various cultures along the Silk Road evolved, so did their languages. The blending of different tongues led to the emergence of unique dialects and linguistic expressions that enriched communication and fostered deeper connections among peoples. The Silk Road's influence reached far beyond commerce. It shaped cuisine, introducing new ingredients and cooking techniques. Spices from the East transformed culinary traditions in the West, creating a legacy of flavors that still delights us today. Artisans were inspired by the stories and legends that traveled along the Silk Road. From epic tales of adventure to mythical creatures, these narratives influenced literature and art, creating a rich cultural heritage that transcended borders. Political alliances were also shaped by the connections fostered by the Silk Road. Rulers and leaders recognized the importance of trade in establishing diplomatic relationships, leading to treaties and agreements that further expanded cultural exchange. The decline of the Silk Road was influenced by various factors, including the rise of maritime trade routes. As sea travel became more favorable, many overland routes fell into disuse, marking a significant shift in global trade dynamics. Despite its decline, the legacy of the Silk Road endures. Many modern trade routes echo the paths once traveled by ancient merchants, highlighting the enduring importance of connectivity and cultural exchange in our globalized world. The Silk Road also inspired countless stories, literature, and art forms that continue to captivate our imaginations today. From Marco Polo's travels to contemporary novels, the narratives originating from this route remain vital to our understanding of history. As globalization accelerates, the lessons learned from the Silk Road remind us of the value of cultural exchange. Understanding the past helps us navigate present challenges and appreciate our interconnectedness in a rapidly changing world. Today, many countries along the Silk Road are reclaiming their historical identities, celebrating their rich cultural heritages. Festivals, exhibitions, and educational programs are helping to revive the stories and traditions that once flourished along these important trade routes. The Silk Road serves as a powerful reminder of our shared humanity, illustrating how trade and interaction can foster peace and understanding. The stories of those who traveled these routes continue to inspire our pursuit of a more interconnected world. As we delve deeper into the history of the Silk Road, we recognize its role in shaping not just economies, but also identities. The customs and traditions we inherit today are deeply rooted in the exchanges that occurred centuries ago. The enduring legacy of the Silk Road is evident in our modern global trade networks. Understanding how ancient civilizations navigated commerce and culture can provide insights into our current economic relationships and future potential. Ultimately, the Silk Road reminds us that the threads of human connection are woven through shared experiences. Each encounter along the route contributed to a larger narrative that continues to unfold in our shared history. As we continue to explore the history of the Silk Road, we are invited to reflect on its profound influence. The pathways forged by ancient traders still resonate today, encouraging us to embrace the diversity that enriches our global culture. As trade along the Silk Road flourished, cities emerged as vital hubs of commerce and culture. Cities like Samarkand and Bukhara became melting pots where traders, scholars, and artists converged, fostering vibrant exchanges. The architectural marvels and rich traditions of these cities still echo the historical significance of their role in global trade. Silk, the most coveted product traded, was more than just a luxury fabric. It symbolized wealth and status across continents. The process of silk production remained a closely guarded secret in China, which further heightened its value and allure in international markets. Alongside silk, spices played a crucial role in trade along the Silk Road. Exotic spices such as saffron, cinnamon, and pepper were highly sought after, enhancing not only culinary traditions, but also medicinal practices. This demand for spices connected cultures through gastronomy and health. The introduction of new crops along the Silk Road transformed agricultural practices. Crops like rice, wheat, and citrus fruits spread across regions, enriching diets and economies. This agricultural exchange laid the groundwork for future advancements in farming techniques. As trade intensified, so did the movement of ideas and beliefs. Buddhism, originating in India, traveled along these routes, influencing art, philosophy, and religious practices. The spread of Buddhism introduced new concepts of understanding and spirituality across various cultures. The artistic influences exchanged along the Silk Road were profound. Techniques in painting, pottery, and sculpture traveled alongside goods. Artistic styles began to blend, leading to the creation of hybrid art forms that reflected the diverse cultures involved in trade. Literature and philosophy were also exchanged, with texts traveling from one culture to another. The writings of philosophers and poets were translated and disseminated, encouraging intellectual dialogues that shaped societies. This literary exchange fostered a shared wisdom across nations. The Silk Road also opened up avenues for scientific knowledge. Innovations in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine traveled between civilizations. The exchange of knowledge not only advanced local practices, but also established foundations for future scientific exploration. In addition to peaceful trade, the Silk Road witnessed conflicts and challenges. Banditry and political instability threatened merchants. However, these challenges also led to the development of protective measures, including caravans and fortified trading outposts. The legacy of the Silk Road extends beyond its physical roots. It fostered a sense of interconnectedness among diverse cultures. The shared experiences of traders and travelers created a tapestry of human stories that transcends borders. highlighting our collective journey through time. The influence of the Silk Road can be seen in modern times. Globalization reflects the ancient pathways of commerce and culture. Today's exchanges of goods, ideas, and values trace their roots back to this remarkable network that once linked East and West. Despite the passage of centuries, the Silk Road continues to inspire artists, writers, and thinkers. Its stories remind us of the power of connection and the importance of embracing our shared humanity. The Silk Road is not just a relic of the past, but a beacon for future exploration. Tourism along the Silk Road has revitalized interest in its history. Historical sites attract travelers eager to understand the ancient trade routes. This renewed interest helps preserve cultural heritage and promotes cultural appreciation across generations. The Silk Road's impact also resonates in modern trade practices. Supply chains today reflect the ancient pathways, showcasing a continuum of trade that has evolved but retained core principles. Understanding this history allows us to appreciate contemporary commerce on a deeper level. In literature and media, the Silk Road has become a symbol of adventure and exploration. Its narratives inspire countless works, fostering a romanticized view of travel and the exchange of cultures. These stories continue to captivate imaginations worldwide. The concept of the Silk Road has evolved to encompass various routes that facilitated trade. Today, we recognize multiple paths that connected not just the East with the West, but also the North and South. This recognition highlights the complexity of historical trade networks. The revival of interest in the Silk Road has led to collaborative projects aimed at cultural exchange. Initiatives promote understanding and cooperation, echoing the harmonious interactions that once characterized ancient trade relationships. This spirit of collaboration remains vital in our interconnected world. Archaeological discoveries along the Silk Road continue to uncover secrets of the past. Sites reveal artifacts that tell stories of trade, culture, and interaction. These findings provide insight into the daily lives of those who traveled these ancient paths, enriching our understanding of history. The preservation of Silk Road sites is crucial for future generations. Efforts to maintain these historical locations reflect our commitment to honoring the narratives they represent. Such initiatives ensure that the rich history of the Silk Road remains accessible for learning and appreciation. As we journey further into the legacy of the Silk Road, we encounter stories of individual traders whose lives were intertwined with its vast networks. These personal narratives provide a human dimension to the grand historical tapestry, illustrating the challenges and triumphs they faced. Among the countless traders, there were women who played significant roles in the Silk Road economy. Their contributions often go unrecognized, yet they navigated social barriers to engage in trade and commerce, showcasing resilience and determination. Moreover, the Silk Road facilitated the spread of technology. Innovations such as papermaking, printing, and gunpowder crossed borders, influencing societies profoundly. These technological exchanges laid the groundwork for later advancements that shaped our modern world. The role of the nomadic tribes along the Silk Road contributed significantly to its dynamism. Their movement and trade networks allowed for swift exchanges and adaptations, ensuring that the flow of goods and ideas remained uninterrupted, maintaining the vibrancy of the trade routes. The Silk Road was also instrumental in the spread of diseases, most notably the bubonic plague. This unintended consequence of trade had catastrophic effects on populations and transformed societies. The interconnectedness of the Silk Road, while enriching, also posed significant risks. In response to such challenges, governmental structures along the trade routes implemented regulations to ensure safety and stability. Trade agreements and alliances were formed, showcasing the necessity of diplomacy in sustaining commerce and rich cultural exchanges. Trade fairs along the Silk Road also became a vital aspect of economic and cultural interaction. These events attracted merchants from far and wide, creating opportunities for not only commerce but also cultural performances, showcasing the rich traditions of diverse peoples. The stories of the Silk Road are also reflected in the culinary practices that evolved as cultures met along the routes. Various cooking techniques and ingredients were shared, leading to fusion cuisines that still delight our palates today, embodying the essence of cultural exchange. The art of diplomacy itself was refined through interactions along the Silk Road. Various states engaged in negotiations, resulting in treaties that not only regulated trade, but also established lasting relationships between cultures. This legacy of diplomacy still informs international relations today. Additionally, the Silk Road influenced the evolution of languages. As merchants and travelers interacted, they exchanged not just goods, but also words and phrases. This linguistic mingling enriched languages across regions, contributing to the tapestry of human communication. The influence of the Silk Road is apparent in the festivals celebrated in various cultures today. Many traditions and customs can be traced back to the interactions fostered along these routes, illustrating how deeply embedded this history is in contemporary practices. The exchanges along the Silk Road were also critical for the development of medicine. Medical texts and practices traveled widely, enriching healthcare knowledge across cultures. This sharing of medical wisdom laid the groundwork for advancements that would benefit humanity for centuries. The Silk Road's rich history is even evident in modern art forms. Artists continue to draw inspiration from the motifs and styles that emerged from this ancient trade network, ensuring that the spirit of the Silk Road lives on in contemporary creativity. The rise of the internet can be seen as a modern parallel to the Silk Road, facilitating global connections in unprecedented ways. Just as traders once shared goods and ideas across vast distances, today, information flows freely, creating a new age of interconnectedness. The contemporary Silk Road initiatives, such as China's Belt and Road Initiative, aim to revive and expand the ancient trade routes. By fostering economic partnerships and cultural exchanges, these modern endeavors echo the historical significance of the Silk Road. In the realm of education, the Silk Road serves as a case study in cross-cultural interactions. Scholars explore its complexities, emphasizing the importance of understanding history for fostering global citizenship and respect for diverse cultures. As we navigate through the narratives of the Silk Road, we uncover stories of resilience and adaptation. It was through the challenges faced that communities learned to innovate, drawing strength from their diversity to overcome obstacles together. The spirit of trade and exchange that characterized the Silk Road can also be seen in contemporary social movements. Advocates for cultural preservation and justice draw inspiration from its legacy, emphasizing the importance of inclusivity and mutual respect. As we delve deeper into the narratives of the Silk Road, we discover the impact of climate on trade routes. Shifts in climate altered the landscape, influencing the movement of goods and people. Understanding these factors reveals the interplay between environment and commerce. The Silk Road's legacy is preserved not only in artifacts, but also in the stories passed down through generations. Oral traditions and folklore reflect the cultural richness that emerged from these exchanges, ensuring that the essence of the Silk Road lives on. In examining the Silk Road, we also encounter the importance of navigation and exploration. The skills of ancient navigators and traders were vital for successful journeys, showcasing human ingenuity and the desire to connect with distant lands. Furthermore, the Silk Road influenced architectural designs across cultures. The blend of styles seen in buildings from various regions reflects the interactions that took place among traders and artisans, creating a shared architectural heritage. The music of the Silk Road also encapsulates its rich cultural exchanges. Instruments and musical styles traveled along trade routes, creating a delightful fusion that enriched the auditory landscape of various cultures, marking a unique musical heritage. Ultimately, the Silk Road serves as a powerful reminder of our shared history and interconnectedness. Its legacy encourages us to appreciate the rich tapestry of human experiences and the importance of fostering understanding among cultures, paving the way for a more harmonious future. As we reflect on the narratives of the Silk Road, We are reminded of the importance of preserving these stories. They serve as a bridge, connecting past and present, guiding us towards a future where diversity is celebrated and valued. The legacy of the Silk Road continues to inspire generations. As we look to the future, may we carry forward its spirit of connection and exchange, embracing the richness that diversity brings to our lives and cultures.